Good evening, everyone. My name is Andrew, and we are here with one of the games for the July constructed Dragon Dice events. So, tonight we have Scott O'Brien, who looks like playing Frostwings with the red. Or no, I'm sorry. I've got everything a little bit backwards, I think.
Yeah, I'm running a feral army.
Yep. Scott O'Brien is playing ferals tonight, and it looks like Jeff is playing
this is gonna be fun.
Frostwings tonight. I do have the player's audio, so that way we can kind of listen in to what they're doing.
This sounds like
tonight.
It's gonna be a wild time.
So looks like we've got
and the puns already
feral
start.
versus frost kitties. Lots of animals out on the field fighting each other. So hopefully tonight should be a good game. You see Jeff. Looks like Jeff's got a lot of Dragonkin on the field in his summoning pool. Ooh, and now this is interesting. Jeff is bringing a Tower Coastlands. That makes sense because it's got the blue for the Frostwings racial ability, and then we have what looks like a swamp. I think that's a swamp dragon shrine. So you might be looking to summon some dragons in the middle,
of course,
maybe.
I am running Bat Cats.
Of course.
Then again, this is the first tournament that I've actually ran Bat Cats in.
Now, this is interesting. Second. I just noticed in Scott O'Brien's summoning pool, we have
all
what looks
on,
like
Slack.
Looks like ivory dragons
jumping around different armies.
And he's got a couple of Dragonkin too. It looks like not too many.
I'm still working on it, Andrew.
Oh, looks like someone still has the commentator
it's
muted.
Right. We can preamble.
Alright, got everything unloaded now.
Alright.
The lag time on this is absolutely pathetic with this speed of this computer.
That's alright.
So if I curse a little bit, hopefully we've got no kids watching.
I'm on headphones, so, and my littlest one is in there. I'm watching the projector, so. It's nothing this one hadn't heard yet.
So this is interesting. Let's see if I can identify some of the faces here. It looks like Scott O'Brien is going for.
Look at the board now.
Looks like he's got a lot of magic out on the board. He's got a couple of Wolverines, some Badgers.
Still dealing with pulling the shit out of the bags.
Oh, okay.
You know, not ending up dumping.
Ooh, this could be a lot of fun. I see he's got a elephant and an owl. The elephant is a very significant die because the elephant can roll trumpet and double saves, doubles melee. Ooh, now this.
Old man, I can't see my dice anymore.
This is fun. He's also got a vortex for what will be his proposed terrain. It looks like.
Yeah. All right. I want to organize. Got to zoom way in order to see my icons.
Yeah, these and the difference between a small and a medium. I have a bad connection. I'm reconnecting.
See, it's looking like both of our players tonight are having some connection problems on Tabletopia, so
or on the table.
Bear with us, folks.
All right. Last time I would have done lot better had my terrain operate.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm using that as an excuse.
I like what Jeff is bringing to the board with his Frostwings. He's got 2 black-blue hybrid dragons. And they're the winged versions, which I believe are the drakes. And he's got 4 villages. Now that's interesting as his minor terrain.
What just happened?
I'm not sure what happened.
I just got all my dice. Well, all my okay, it just repopulated one of my armies.
Odd. All right. Let's
Just
see.
let
What
these
is
spread over.
what is the key command to bring up all the faces again?
F. Oh, that's what. Oh, you've got to right click on it, and then there's a set 2, and then just set to 1.
Yeah, that didn't work. You know what? Okay, that's there we go. It's possible because getting around trying to work on the size rendering, so it's a little bit less
Rotate it this way.
source intensive.
Gotcha. Oh.
Okay, I think. Almost ready here.
Thank you, Tom.
Let's see.
I have a feeling I'm in for a fight with this one.
I don't know. We shall see. I'm used to being on the the lower half, so I'm all backward and populated. Yeah, it's mine. Yeah.
I'm surprised you can't rotate it.
I probably can, but
Yeah, you can rotate it. You right click.
I gotta get used to the different configurations anyhow. So
Okay.
just leave things as is.
So it looks like they're deploying now. Now this is interesting. So the Horde, it looks like the majority... Oh, wow. So the Frostwings... Oh, wow. That Horde army looks so good.
All right.
So it looks like the majority of the Frostwing army in the Horde is all melee with a Bronze Dracolum and 2 maneuver items and 2 save items.
Lots of magic.
The home army for the Frostwings for Jeff looks like it's all missiles with missile equipment, and then on top of that, for the
and I see a lone Rambo Houndfolk.
Ooh. So the elephant is in the Horde army along with the Buffalo folk. So that's actually a pretty good army, I would say. And then on top of that over here, looks like all the magic users and and I can't tell. Oh no, that's another magic
Why
user.
is-
So he's got
I
all
don't know why
magic.
I'm not seeing Andrew. I can hear him. Showing is muted in Discord, but
I've got him muted in Discord.
yeah, he's showing is being muted, but I don't know. I have no idea why I can hear him.
All right, so sounds like they're having trouble muting me, and that's probably because Scott O'Brien's internet is probably having issues. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap to a different channel. So, looks like he put all of the magic users are in the home terrain. Then we have the owl folk, the monster, at the home terrain as well. Looks like we're rolling for our initiative to see who goes first and see who picks the middle terrain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it looks like we got 9 results against 3, 6, 8. So I believe if my math is correct, the Frostwings win the choice. So the question is are we going to see a vortex or are we going to see a dragon lair in the middle? Now what's interesting is that the middle terrain for both players being proposed are the same. They're basically the same type of terrain. So if Jeff really wanted, he could choose to take the first turn. Oh, looks like Jeff is going to choose to go second and keep his dragon lair. Right, so it looks like the rolls are 6, 4, and 1. So Jeff's home terrain starts off in the melee column. The frontier starts off at melee, and that home terrain looks really good. Like, really good for O'Brien's Wolverine Badger. It just looks so good for Magic. So we're going into first. Should be going into O'Brien's first march. It looks like, I think O'Brien's thinking about activating his home terrain first. Or maybe I missed it. Maybe O'Brien won and oh, it looks like Jeff's actually going first. I thought my math was the other way around. So it looks like we cast Windwalk from the Horde army onto the home terrain. Target any army, add 4 maneuver results to the target's rolls at the beginning of your next turn. So it looks like Jeff is aiming to maneuver this home terrain up. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 6. So it looks like O'Brien stopped that maneuver from happening despite the Windwalk. The question is Jeff going to take the melee? Because he mostly has ranged guys at that terrain. I personally don't think that would be the best course of action because O'Brien does have an elephant in that army, and that army is very powerful. And it looks like Jeff is going to decline to do a melee action, and he's just going to retreat his 2 armies, his frontier and his home terrain. So now we go on to Scott O'Brien's first march. Ooh. It looks like he marched the home terrain. Oh, nope. Looks like someone was just messing around with it. Ooh, I see what O'Brien's doing. He's just going straight for magic because this is already where he wants it to be. And it looks like he's got a lot of magic results. 4 cantrip, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I'm not well versed in the feral, so let's look up what that icon is. That is a dispel magic. So unfortunately, yeah, it does not look like it doesn't it does anything during a normal magic roll. So it looks like he's okay. The question is, what is O'Brien planning on doing with all of that magic that he's just conjured? He has some options. He could go for summoning some dragonkin. He could summon actually I don't believe he can summon because all he has ivory dragons. It looks like he's going for lightning strike. I wish I could hear what they were saying, but unfortunately, only one of them has me muted. Ooh, I bet he's can lightning strike do enough damage? Oh, he's lightning striking the bronze Dracolum. Now the real question is, can the bronze Dracolum save? So it looks like they're just declaring all of the magic that's happening first. So it looks like with the rest of his magic, he's going to be summoning a couple of dragonkin, a couple of the smaller dragonkin. And the cool thing about dragonkin is they have the inherent built-in automatic saves, which lend a lot to an army. Oh no! Oh no! The bronze Dracolum falls to the lightning strike. That's huge. That's a huge loss. So he killed the bronze Dracolum. It's buried, and now we've got an extra 3 Dragonkin on the board, and we might be looking at. Did he tick it up, or is he going straight to? Oh, I see what's going on. He's sacrificing. Now, this is interesting. He's sacrificing his maneuver step for a minor terrain. I'm curious about this decision because, okay, so he rolled the face of the minor terrain, which means he can choose any icon he wants off of that minor terrain. And he chooses missile. Oh. No. He chooses magic? Now this is interesting. He's going all in on magic, it looks like. I'm quite curious about this decision to go with magic over there instead of ticking it up to 7, because that would put him one step closer to being able to just cast magic at that terrain anyways. So I'm quite curious to ask that question in the post game. Alright, so it looks like O'Brien's done for his turn, and he's going to move his 1 unit from the frontier back to reserve. Makes sense. This puzzles me, though. O'Brien's Horde army. I'm quite curious about that decision. Alright, so on Jeff's turn, his first activation is to try and cast some magic at his reserves. Looks like he's going to try and cast a spell. He's going to Windwalk. Cast that on his Horde army. Hopefully he can get O'Brien off of magic with some luck. He's got two maneuver equipment. So maybe he can get some work done with an extra 4 maneuvers from his Windwalk. Oh, wow. So, it looks like Jeff might have just gotten him off of magic. Yep. He got him off magic, and now he is on missiles. So, maybe Jeff can get some work done on these feral that are causing him some trouble right now. The only thing that's problematic right now is those Dragonkin giving automatic saves. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like Jeff managed to land any ID icons for missiles. So he's going to be missing with those. Now the real question is, what is he going to do? So it looks like he's bringing in his missile guys to his Horde army, and he's swapping them with his more melee-oriented army. He's just doing a complete swap. Makes sense. Ooh, and he's re-equipping some of his equipment, leaving some of the equipment at the other terrain. So now it's O'Brien's turn. Alright, so it looks like we're trying to get some maneuver results. We've got at least 4. I believe we get another 2 from the Dragonkin. So 6. I believe Jeff stops him from maneuvering it back down to magic. Pretty sure that stops it. So, unfortunately, it looks like O'Brien's stuck on missiles there. And the question is does he want to try and roll some icons to get some automatic hits in? Looks like he's going straight over to his second Horde army. It looks like he didn't even want to try and roll his home terrain. It looks like he's gonna go with try and do some magic. Rolled 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 magic results. As I saw him reach over to his summoning pool. I wonder what kind of spell he's casting. Because if he generated 5 as a feral, he could... Let's see. Doesn't have anything to resurrect. And unfortunately, he doesn't have any of his lower Dragonkin that he can summon. He's one short of being able to summon that 2-point Dragonkin, unfortunately. Oh, it looks like he pathed. Okay, so he cast Path on his owl. So the owl moved. Oh, so the Dragonkin are disappearing now because he's retreating his entire army from his home terrain. Well, this is interesting. So now it should be going back over to Jeff. His Frost Kittens. Looks like we're going to start off by rolling for some magic. You only got 2 points of magic. Not much you can do with. Alright, he's going to auto-tick that terrain. Oh, no, looks like he's going to keep it at 2. And it looks like I see him reaching for... I thought I saw him reaching for a minor terrain. Oh. It looks like he's just going straight to reserves. And he's bringing his melee Frost Kitties out of reserves back over to his home terrain. So now Brian is activating his reserve army for some magic. He's got a lot of magic results, so he could do some stuff with that. But he is working with a limited magic pool as far as spells can be cast. Actually, now that I look at it, it looks like Feral has a decent amount of spells that can be cast from reserves, including Berserker Rage. So he could berserk his Feral at the Horde army. Now that would be interesting. Target an army containing at least one Feral unit. All Feral units in the target army may count save results as if they were melee results during... Oh, that's only during counterattacks. Oh, that's until the beginning of your next turn. So that actually wouldn't be too bad. That's if you went full on melee at that terrain. If he's expecting Jeff to attack back. But even in that position, I'd still probably want to cast that and probably melee in the same in your active turn, because there's the chance that your opponent might not want to engage in melee. Not quite sure what the holdup is. Waiting to see what O'Brien is doing. Oh, he had a player disconnect. Well, hopefully we can get him back online. Oh, we had both players go offline. Let's see if... Let me message the players. My apologies, everyone. It looks like our players are having some connection problems tonight. I was actually quite curious to see what happens, because if he casts Berserk Rage on that Horde army, and then at the end of his turn, he moves all in on the Horde army, that could be one huge, huge counterattack. bear with me for one more moment. I'm getting word back from our players right now. Oh, it looks like, according to Scott O'Brien, it looks like Jeff had to forfeit. Something had come up. All right. Oh, let's see if we can get Scott O'Brien in here, and then we can kind of discuss some of what's going on here.
Andrew, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, he had to run an errand that he was forgotten about, so he had to forfeit.
That's not good.
It happens, unfortunately.
So, one of the things that was puzzling me towards the end here, I'm curious, what were you planning on casting from reserves? Because I didn't realize how many spells Feral get that they can cast from reserve. Because one of the
Feral have quite a bit that they can cast in reserve.
Yeah, because one of my thoughts was you cast Berserker Rage, and then at the end of your turn, you just bring everything from reserve and just pile into the Horde army.
That was what I was planning.
Okay.
You know, that was going to be. That's why I was kind of ecstatic when I had 5 magic.
Yeah. You don't seem to be having any problems with magic, especially after that first turn of generating so much magic, being able to lightning strike that the Dracolum off the board immediately.
That was fun. That it doesn't happen too often with the you know, like I was telling him, we had a lot of discussion on whether the autosaves were applicable for individual targeting roles, and
Sure.
I had forgotten. You know, that's always play with a new die on the board. You know, when the rules discussions take place.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of ideas get tossed around, and I had forgotten that the autosaves were applicable to individual roles.
Sure. No, one of the things that I'm curious about too is early on in the game, you had made the decision not to tick the Horde army terrain die up to 7. Instead, you brought out the minor terrain and ticked that and got that to a magic icon. What was your plan behind not ticking it up to the 8th face? I'm just curious.
Well, I always, one of the strategies I usually employ is I, you know, hope that during my opponent's turn that they'll tick the terrain up to 7.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if I have it up to 7, if I get a bad maneuver roll at that point,
Sure.
and that, you know, then they'll gain control of the 8th phase.
Sure. I was just curious because I know that was during a time when he had everything basically back in reserve, so
Well,
that just piqued my interest.
You know, in anticipate, you know, you have to regard some, you know, some aspects of the game like chess. You know, you want
Sure.
to anticipate and he had a melee heavy army in his reserve. Chances were fairly good that he was going to move it up to my home.
Mm-hmm.
during his next turn. So
Sure.
I felt more comfortable just sitting at the 6 for a while, try to whittle him down a bit, and
Sure.
then once the odds were a little more stacked in my favor, then I would have gone for the maneuvers if he chose not to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the odds were. It's hard to say because taking out that Dracolum super early is just it puts you in such a good position all around.
Yeah. That's 4 health that he. Right now, there's no way to get back.
No. Now, if he had a grove at the middle, could he bring that back theoretically?
No.
No. Okay.
There's the issue with the Draco, and we built them with the automatic saves,
Mm-hmm.
and they have their own methods of storing, or they've got a couple of spells that will allow restructuring and that. But if at this point in time, there's nothing that can cast those spells. So
Sure.
when that Draculum is dead, it's in the junk pile forever.
Okay. Okay, that's fair. So you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing, not even a grove, can bring back a Dracolum from the BUA.
Otherwise, running an entire Draculum army would be indestructible.
Oh, ooh, well, that would be interesting.
There's pros and cons to every army, and the inability to bring Draculum back from the dead
Mm-hmm.
is happens to be the con for the Draculum actions. So.
Sure. Well, maybe somewhere down the line we can get a race or see what is in store for the Dracolum in a greater aspect in terms of interaction and spells, when and if we get a full Dracolum race.
I can't say much, but we're planning for the future. That's all I can say.
That's more than acceptable. I'm content with that answer. All right. Well, thank you very much for the game. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. My name is Andrew. This was Scott, and he was playing Feral tonight against Jeff, who was playing Frost Kittens. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Have a good evening.